Isn't it ironic, don't you think? A little too ironic, and I really do think. It's... Alright, boys and girls, welcome to Jimmy Rips, your home of hot takes and case breaks. We are going to talk about Olympics today and get into a box of 25-26 O-Pee-Chee. I'm going to run a highlights reel of that since it's a bigger box. We're not going to do like a whole video of it, but we'll do some highlights. And then we are going to player profile a friend request. Alright, stick with me. Here we go.
Hot takes! Yo, mama!
Alright folks, unless you live under a rock, you are aware that the Olympics are happening. Yes, they are in full swing. It is a veritable orgy of sports. Everywhere you look, sports is happening. Everybody's sweaty and they're just happy to be invited. So some of the highlights today, the medal count as of this recording has Norway at 18, Italy at 18, and United States at 3rd. Anything past the United States we don't really give a crap about anyway, so I will stop there. The U.S. men's hockey team off to a great start. The Canadian hockey team, of course, off to a great start as well. And although they haven't logged in a win, Damian Clara, the goalie for Italy, is a wonder kid. I hear that he's a prospect for the Ducks, and if the Ducks are watching this, scoop him up and put him in the NHL tomorrow. Very first game, if you haven't watched their very first game, they had about 60 shots on goal against, and this guy only let in like 4 of them. So that is amazing. This guy needs a contract right away if this is what he can do in an Olympic sport, an Olympic game. The quad god doing what he does best and wins gold. And Lindsey Vonn might lose her leg. I read an article earlier today talking about how severe her injury is, and she's already gone through 2 or 3 surgeries at this point to fix her leg, and one of the doctors looking at this said that these kind of injuries can result in amputation. So our thoughts are with Lindsey Vonn and hope she comes out of this well. It's unfortunate that her career is pretty much ended like this, but she does have a abundance of accolades to lean on for the rest of her life. So that's it for the Olympics. Not much of a hot take just because there's not a lot going on in the hockey world at the moment anyway, just a lot of Olympics. So my hot takes for this week and next week will probably just be more Olympic stuff, as we all should watch. I love the Olympics, if I haven't mentioned it before. The Olympics I love any kind of world competition sport. I think it's great that we can all get together and bring the best out of every country to play against each other in friendly competition, and it's great to watch. So I implore you, if you haven't watched an Olympic game or event before, really never cared about the Olympics before, please do yourself a favor and go watch something like curling or luge or something to that effect. You'll be surprised at how interested you get into these games when you watch them. Also, on a side note, on the hobby side, Topps has their Winter Olympics and Paralympics boxes. Had a lot of fun with those. I don't have a video of the opening of those because I bought 2. I opened one with my daughter because I thought it would be really fun to do, and it was amazing to do, and I went ahead and opened the other one with her because we just had so much fun. So yes, go out, buy yourself some of those. You might get lucky and get a Chloe Kim or a Michaela Schifrin signed cards. For the price and the amount of autographs you can get out of a box, you can't beat it. So there we go. So let's get into some cards.
Jimmy Rips a new one? That's awesome, baby.
And this new one was brought to you by 25-26 O-Pee-Chee paper. I went into a couple of boxes and loved it. I am going to show just kind of a highlight reel of the inserts and stuff. I'll start off with some of the base and then give a highlight reel of the rest of the inserts and stuff, just because there are so many packs. This would be like an hour-long videos. I do want to touch upon O-Pee-Chee. It's a great box. It's a good entry-level hobby box. I bought mine. I got about I think they were about $63 a box at the time. They've since jumped up to about 80 something. I feel like that's a little on the high end of what I would ever spend on an O-Pee-Chee box. But they're fun. You get one thing I like about O-Pee-Chee paper products is that they are good entry level with the potential for a fairly good hit. So you don't feel quite as icky after not getting a hit. It's just a good box to get into. You get a ton of cards, lots of packs to rip. I've been into boxes where they're like $300 for a box. You get like 6 cards, and one of them, like the most valuable one you get is like a $30 pull, and you just feel bad afterwards. Like, ugh, I just gambled it all away. With O-Pee-Chee, you don't really get that. Like you expect the low end, but when you get a good hit, you're really happy about that. But other than that, it's just a fun rip. So here's the highlights. Enjoy, and stick with me. We'll do a player profile right afterwards. All right. So those of you just seeing this stuff for the first time, we'll go through the base a little slow, and then I will probably speed up the rest of it because there are a lot of cards in these 2 boxes. So I will probably speed up what we get and just stop for any of the bangers that we kind of get. So right now, this is what your base veteran card looks like. Here's Neil Pioink. Hell of a name there. But so this is your standard base. There's 600 of these, and this is what your standard base will look like. Again, Nazim Kadri, Ryan Millard. We have Samuel Girard. All right, and here's our marquee rookie. So this is Michael Brandeskeg Nygaard from the Detroit Red Wings. As you can see, I'll have like a year of his AHL in Grand Rapids. There's 600 cards in total. These last ones are the marquee rookie base. This is just what a normal base looks like. And Ivan Demidov on the retro rookie. This is what your typical retro rookie looks like. I will warn you, if you get a retro rookie, always check the backs. There are blank back variations of this, and I think a red border, that are super short print, so always check them. But here's what a normal, non-parallel base Ivan Demidov retro rookie looks like. These are great hits. And here's our first blue border of the pack. Blue borders are shorter prints than base. This is just a checklist to 500 to 600. You will see these. I don't know that really any other type of card, and I might be wrong on this, but I don't know that any other type of box does checklists in short print, which is like hard for me to wrap my head around, but that's what they do. Patrick Laine, base. Braden Paschal on the base, and Josh Morrissey on the base. Okay, so that's the first set of base. I always like to check the back. There is also variations, and one particular variation that I still can't wrap my head around how you tell if it's a variation, other than just remembering the pictures, but that's where we are. So we'll go through a little bit more base, and then, like I said, I'll start speeding through and just slowing down for the inserts so we can check out what the inserts look like, and eventually just slow down for any bangers that we have. Here's your Four Nations face-off. Devon Toews for Team Canada. I definitely like these. These also come in various parallels as well. Here is a Jacob Chikrin, one of my favorite defensemen on the Capitals, in a retro. So this is what the retro base looks like. That's what the retro rookies will look like. And here's our first O-Pee-Chee Premier. This is your regular O-Pee-Chee Premier insert with Sidney Crosby. Jimmy Snuggerud on the marquee rookie. Jacob Slavin on the O-Pee-Chee Retro. And our first playing card. Now, I have to pause here a second because I want to congratulate Upper Deck for making a player card better. The last couple years of playing cards, well, at least this was last year's playing card, looks like a regular playing card. I love that they foiled these out a little bit more. They look great. And so congratulations, Upper Deck, for actually improving upon a product. Queen of Spades, Sebastian Aho. Dalibor Dvorsky on the marquee rookie. We have Owen Tippett on your veteran retro. And Adam Lowry on the blue border. Four Nations face-off, Matthew Tkachuk for Team USA. We have Michael McCarron veteran retro rookie. And our first purple, it's a checklist. Purple checklist. Purples are numbered to 49. So this is a checklist numbered to 49. First marquee, or another marquee rookie, John Farinacci. Jeremy Swayman on the retro rookie. And, oh, this is a short print. This will be a good one. So this is going to be our Frozen in Ice. Let's see who we got here. Who is this? 96. So we got Mikko Rantanen in Frozen Digits. These are a fairly short print. Marquee rookie, Jacob Goucher. We have a marquee rookie retro of Jacob Goucher. Not a blank back. And Anton Lundell on the blue border. Four Nations face-off, Nathan McKinnon. Colton Dock on your O-Pee-Chee marquee rookie retro. And our blue, Alex Tuck. Marquee rookie, Wyatt Ahmad. We have another Premier back here. We have Ross Johnston on the retro base. And Seth Jones on the O-Pee-Chee Premier. And Ivan Demidov on the marquee rookie. Here we go. I'd love to see a short print of this guy. We have Emil Lilleberg and Anze Kopitar on the O-Pee-Chee Premier base. Blake Coleman on the black border retro numbered to 100. Marquee rookie, not Matt Schaefer. This is Hunter Height, the 350 on the rainbow foil. Blackhawks Tyler Bertuzzi, and we have a Sam Montembolt 2/100 retro black border. Matthew Tkachuk on the Four Nations face-off retro. So yes, Four Nations, even Four Nations face-off cards do get retro versions of them. And for our purple, not a rookie, Thomas Novak on the purple to 50. So this is a puzzle. Collect 9 of these. They're a bounty. So if you've done these before, they're top rookie bounties. You get all 9 of them, you turn them in, and you get a short print Demidov or Demidov autograph. And a 3 of clubs, Ivan Demidov. Thank you for joining me on this. I will see you next time.
Player profile!
All right, folks, so I've said it before, but I do take requests for player profile. Now, I just had a friend request that we do one of his favorite players on the Canadiens, and that would be Michael Pezzetta. I don't know if he's watched too many of what I do on the player profiles, because he was giving me all sorts of stats about how good Pezzetta was in his career, and that's not what we do in player profile. It's just I run it like a roast of a player. So I'm going to give my friend what he wants and talk about Michael Pezzetta. So here's Michael Pezzetta. He played for the Montreal Canadiens for a whopping 4 seasons. He's been in and out of the NHL faster than a teenager on prom night and left his fans unsatisfied and waiting for more. The good news is, post-retirement from the NHL, he has a promising career as a spokesperson for PERT. Not PERT Plus. PERT Plus is for winners. I do have to hand it to him, though. The guy was tough. He played every shift like he was trying to win a bet on how many players he could hit before he left the ice. When he was one-on-one with another player, you prayed for the boards. I mean, opposing goalies don't fear his shot. They fear that he'll forget where the puck is and just try to forecheck their soul out of their chest. If you're in the hobby and happen to pull a Michael Pezzetta Young Guns, it's the only card in the hobby that ever smelled like cheap cologne and expensive dental bills. Pezzetta's game plan is like 5% hockey and 95% I hope your health insurance is paid up until June. Pezzetta doesn't finish his checks, he finishes the other guy's ability to remember his kid's own name. Michael Pezzetta plays with the kind of reckless abandon that makes you wonder if his mother actually loved him. Pezzetta's Tiger Celly wasn't a celebration, it was a warning to the rest of the league that he's officially off his meds. Michael Pezzetta is to hockey as Happy Gilmore is to hockey. So there you have it, folks. We talked about the Olympics, and I made a little joke about how it being a veritable orgy. Well, as I'm recording this, fun fact, the Olympic Village ran out of condoms. Ran out of condoms. Yes, that's what they do on their off time. Then we opened a 25-26 O-Pee-Chee. We went a little old school with the new school. And then we had a little discussion about the Italian Stallion. No, not that one. The other one. Michael Pezzetta. So, hope you had a good time. See you next time. Remember, most of the cards, any of the cards that you saw here will end up on Bad Habit Sports. Please smash down on that like and subscribe so I can keep doing what I'm doing. And you have a great day.